There is now clear evidence that having the ability to be able to paddle a C1 competently as a lefty or righty has performance benefits technically and physically over those that are committed to just one side. From a technical perspective, the biggest advantage of being able to paddle on both sides are that 1. Over-rotation can be prevented, allowing effective tracking by using the upstream blade. 2. Spins and upstreams, i.e. bigger rotations, can be undertaken using a more powerful and greater range onside blade. 3. Control and body proximity around the inside pole of upstreams and staggers is better, as the scenario isn't compounded by having crossed arms between body and pole. And 4. Balancing the boat and using offside edges easier through use of an onside blade and uninhibited body movement. From a physical perspective, the workload on the bottom arm, which is primarily responsible for the propulsion and rotation of the boat, can be shared, reducing fatigue, and greater force can be applied on the onside to protect the bows when leaving an eddy than when using a crossbow. The ability to do this effectively, however, requires significant investment, not only to be competent on each side, but also to be able to switch quickly and confidently in challenging environments. It is important to stress that switching should not be used to hide an incompetent crossbow. The rounded canoe paddler is equally capable, lefty or righty, onside or off. Set up the session on flat or gentle moving water, incorporating a variety of gait sequences which provoke clockwise and anti-clockwise turns and manoeuvres. Now let's look at switching in action and how it is done effectively. It is clear to see through this head-to-head footage the benefits of switching. It is clear that through the use of an effective switch, the athlete continues to have access to the upstream blade, which assists in driving the boat across the river, reducing over-rotation and crabbing, so preventing height and time loss. The penalty risk is also reduced by eliminating the need for a crossbow stroke when in close proximity to the inside poles. In the real setting, the point at which switching occurs depends on the gait sequence and water conditions ahead, as well as what has come before. Now in this flat water practice, the athlete simply prepares to switch. After the completion of the last forward stroke, and as the blade is moving forward through the air to commence the next stroke, its path should move across the front deck as it would in preparation for a crossbow. At this point, the top hand is released from the T-piece before being moved quickly down to grasp the shaft below what was the bottom hand. On connection, the other hand should be immediately released, and while the blade continues to swing forward across the deck to the starting point of the next stroke, this hand moves onto the T-piece in preparation for the next stroke. The next forward stroke can then start, but on the opposite side. Ideally, all of this should be completed within 1 second. So now let's have another look at that in its entirety.